Please, you have sent me some very beautiful poems. Have you brought them with you from Bristol? Where is he? Huh? What's he say?
Chris Wakefield wrote the poem.
Where is Chris Wakefield? You sent me? You know, I told them it was Chris Wakefield who wrote. But they said, no, Chris Wakefield is not a writer. Another Chris is a writer. But I tell you, there's a poet. The poets are not writers. That's the trouble is. Very much. But what about them? Where are they? You haven't brought? Oh, I'll bring them tomorrow, I think. Beautiful. But he's a real poet, real poet. See the poetry is so great. You see, now I will tell you one thing about poetry. In the poetry means there has to be magic in the word. When you say something, it must have a magic. If there is no magic, then it's not poetry. Then the second thing is that it's precise. It has to be precise. It has to be small words, sentences. Like many prepositions and all that are to be dropped out. Adjectives to be dropped out. I mean, you are allowed. So many adverbs can be dropped out. But mainly what you can drop out are articles. Absolutely. Third is that it must have rasa. Rasa means the essence. It must have the essence. And the essence are, according to Indian science, there are 9 types. Must have an essence. Now this is the essence today is of bhakti. When you are singing of bhakti and devotion, then you have to use words, extremely gentle words, beautiful words, words that are delicate, the words that express devotion through humility, words of humility. Now what I see now with your compositions, the 2 types. One is addressed to others and one addressed to me. In the others you have addressed some to the other people who are not Sahajogis, some your own Sahajogis together, and some are addressed to me. So there are 3 types of compositions you have done. Now when you are addressing to others, you need not be that delicate. Like you have to say, come and see, listen, look up. This is what you should do. In a gentle way they won't understand. So you have to use words which are sort of forcing them, pushing into it. What are you doing? So this is the poem, same way written down. And very good poem, no doubt. But in this poem, whatever you have written, this one, is good, nice and everything fine. But what I find is still a little bit diplomacy. Now, if you say, how many of you want to be saved today? They'll say, all of us. How do you count? How do you find out? So, a question should be asked in a way, in really, in totality, actually, honestly, put these adjectives in between so that then people understand honestly. Are we honest? But they'll all say, we all want to seek. We are all seekers, you are seekers, we are seekers. Why should we run after Mataji? Alright? So, honestly. And all those things sort of, you see, make it look more objective. You fix them. You have to hem them up. Otherwise they'll slip out. In whatever you're seeing, it should be such that they are pushed into a point, they have no escapes left. So when you write now, next time, it's very good poetry, no doubt, but to correct it, when you address to others, see that they have no escape. That they cannot budge out. All right, Gregor? You are a scholar, so I must ask your permission. Now, the second one is when we are singing among ourselves. Now, the thing that is joy is a very good one. But we are not addressing to folk people. That's the point. We are addressing to intellectuals. So that's a good one between ourselves when we sing. We have to address to the intellectuals so we can challenge relatives. Say, what have they got? With the intellect, what did I get? With this, what did I get? All these barren things, useless things, good for nothing, not a single friend. And then come down what I got in search of. This relative description should be given. So I hope some of you will write poetry on that. The third one is what Wakefield has done, is my description and devotion to. Come out very well, I must say. I think that's the highest one can do. That's the best. But still we need all this. We have to have. Otherwise we cannot manage. So that's a part of it. But the essence of it, the praise, where many great poets, many great writers, many great saints and incarnations have aspired to sing the praise of the Mother. It's a great aspiration. Like Markandeya did that. Today also we did it after 14,000 years. Then Adi Shankaracharya did that. So poetry of that level should come out. I would request you to read those poems, poetry of those people who compose such high-class poetry that not a word can be changed, not to be added. And that's how you try to perfect it. Try to perfect it. When you have written it down, sit down, think over it again, try to bring in better words. Try to put better words. So you actually make it a perfect poetry, a perfect setting. That's it. But a poet is a poet born poet. It's a thing that is born. And even after Sahaja Yoga, many people suddenly become poets. Like Damle never used to, he's an engineer, never used to write, but wrote very well. Very beautiful. His poems are very good. Even now I think he's very good. But there was another fellow, Khade, who did beautiful writing. I don't know where are his poems lost, but they are somewhere. And such tremendous things he has written. I was amazed. But he said, I don't write, the Saraswati is writing in me. So for that, you see, the spontaneity is all right, but you have to have the technique to write. The technique must be there, and the spontaneity I'll look after. So you have to also develop a little bit of technique, how to write it down. In these three categories you write of different types. So when you write about your mother, you have to be absolutely sure, absolutely one, and absolutely surrendered. So the whole thing can be an epic, absolutely the topmost thing that one can do in poetry is to write the praise of the Mother. That's the highest. So all the poetry is very nice, comes out of very generous heart and also very great hearts. but it has to have a technique. And the technique is to be little bit understood in a divine way. That what makes it a thing that throbs in your heart. So that you will see yourself, that will throb in your heart. If you are detached about it, you will do it. And you do it very well. I was so happy about Chris's. I told them it is Chris Wakefield who has written to me. They thought that it is Chris who has done this from Bristol. So I said, all right, let me ask first of all Chris from Bristol. Beautiful poetry, beautifully done. All right. So best of luck to you for all these good poems and poetry that you have done. And all these pieces are extremely beautiful. But we have to perfect it, make it better and better, and in tune with divine vibrations. So you should say vibrations also. What gives you the best vibration? Tunes could be simple, could be complicated, could be magical, could be anything. But the poetry must not narrate, but create magic. Sanskrit is said when there's chamatkar, when there's a magic. Chamatkar is the light of the magic. When there is a light of the magic, then you should call it the poetry. Rasatmakam vakyam kavyam. When there is rasa, then there is kavya, there is poetry. Otherwise no. Without ras, there is no. Now, this is the part where composer is concerned. Now for the part of the ones who have to sing. To sing from your heart. Knowing before whom you are singing. From your heart. You're not singing for yourself. You're singing for me. Singing for the whole universe. Say it from your heart, knowing that I'm before you. Understanding that. Secondly, you must have the technique of singing it. It's very important. All these techniques are built in through tradition by understanding whatever is not proper is thrown away. It should not be that one line flows long, another line comes short. No. There should be a proper technique about it, how to do it. See, like a free verse business is no good for Sahaja. So that technique you have to know how to sing it. With that the music, but the drum is an essential part of every music because that is the part where Anahata is playing. So in sound, drum has to be. When you are singing, there has to be drum as well as other accompaniments. Any accompaniments you have, but drum is an essential part. That has to be there. And the whole thing should be on a rhythmic understanding. That you see, you have seen how Indians have rhythmic understanding. You see, they cut it into 3 halves, 4 halves, they bring it back, and how they cut it, how they go offbeat. It's really too much. But you can compose to a great extent on those lines now. And that technique has to come properly understood. Like singing in parts itself is a big technique. And one has to understand how you do it. But there are so many other things which you have is tremor, you have yodeling. I don't know if you have used those things or not at all, but you should use in music. There are so many things you have, which all of these things you should use, which helps a lot in music. I don't know much about Western music, but whatever I know. And these things if you use, it will help a lot to bring out the music in its proper way. And I don't know if you have any soprano singers also. And the way they sing beautifully, you have to have some of them. So in between a soprano singer can sing in between. But should be made a proper, sensible, organized thing. Because to the public, they can't understand this. And another could be hippie style of music. I don't mind even that. It's all right. But if it is sung with the heart, with that devotion, like a folklore, would be very good, but should be so fast and so accurate and so clear-cut that people should feel this is something so great. So you can have all varieties. You can have classical style, and you can have this yodeling style, and then you have many styles you can sing like that. Like we too have. Like for the tapes you have heard now, we have two tapes which are absolutely folk. I don't know if you have noticed, it's a very fast number. The first one is. And the first one is about how the abstract, without form, the formless has appeared now into form. The first one. It's such a fast number. So I hope you have heard it. Have you heard it clearly? I would like to hear once again. Just play the first one. Nirguni. Nirguni is without any mistake. So now when you hear that, try to grasp it. I think in music, Indians are very well off, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. They are very well off, and their rhythms and all that, they're very systematic. They know a lot. So it's a very good thing. But now you listen to the first one. The one you had just now, out of that, the first one. Now you see the whole thing how they have based. The rhythm, the music, the poetry, and the combination of everyone. How they have worked it out. Just see this point. For about 2-3 minutes it will play. And it's a folklore. It's a folk thing. It's an extremely fast music, folklore. Absolutely what you can call the top speed it starts. So they said Nirguni, the one who was without any gunas, without any form, has appeared now on the scene to give us realization. It's such a speed, but it conveys and communicates the thing. Just after, when they have said it, that this is the thing, only listen to one and you will understand. Just put it little forward. A little forward than this. That's all. Now start it. No, not this one. The other way. It's on the other side. On the other side. That's a folklore, just an ordinary. Now you also catch hold of your folklores here. Must be very fast, I'm sure. Get hold of your folklores and their tunes and set into that. That's the best way to do it. They can be very fast. This is just a folklore and a folk style called Lavani. On that it is best. It's very fast. This is the first one. In this one, the first. Now just listen to it and you will understand what I am saying. That's an example, I feel. And the poetry is very high class poetry. The style is folk. Is the first one, and then you stop it, that's all. You see that the one you brought is no good compared to what he was, really. Doesn't have it's nothing compared to that. That day he was in a different mood, I think. little loudly. Nadi means primordial. She's come for killing Mahishasura. The speed. Very fast. Now, we'll ask yoga from mother. We'll ask for yoga from mother. How fast it is. Musicians can understand. Poetry is that I'll remove the dualism and put the mother with the garland, because garland is too tight together. And what will I have is the Bodha, enlightened awareness. Jogavan. It's a colloquial word, Jogavan. It's a village word for yoga. I'll ask her for yoga. Now they have changed the tune, see? Nine nights I will spend in her bhakti. My father-in-law is the vanity. I'll give him up. It's a woman's song. She says, my father-in-law is the vanity and my husband is the ego. I'll give them up. Poetry is hidden. Both is the enlightened awareness. I'll make my flowers of that. See now. And that's how I'll kill the Mahishasura. All those which are bad conditioning in me, I'll take them as bad eyes from my mother. Recording is not good. Whatever was possible. I become unattached to everything. I've left the ego, my husband, behind. The lust and the anger. They are my relations, I've left them behind. I've asked mother for her yoga and I've got it and kept it with me. And then I have gave her back by spreading it all over. That is how I have got rid of all life and death cycle, by giving all that back. But the village style is absolutely it's a very, very fast song with very deep, penetrating poetry. Very penetrating. And this is how one should understand. That there has to be Sahaj Yoga words, there has to be Sahaj Yoga ideas, there has to be all these things. Otherwise, we have not achieved it. Even his songs are like that. Like he says, Agya Chakra. On the Agya Chakra, I have got a bundle of love. So why have you stopped? Now open my Sahasrara. Oh Mother, open my Sahasrara. Let's talk of these things in our poetry. In English language, you must talk of these things in this way. I was happy in the previous one, you talked of Sahasrara and all. Let people know that you know more than them and that you have a deeper understanding of everything. That's how it should be brought in. So we have had very nice music. Thank you very much. Tomorrow again we are going to have the music of the puja. So may God bless you. Hope to see you again tomorrow morning. All right?